All right, we're live here. Your number one station for dark contemporary R&B. Hot 92.3 is the Inspirational Love Hour. Listen, and I got my brother, my ace in the building, the one, the only, Young Fyre, ladies and gentlemen. He's in the building. He's in the building.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Absolutely, brother. It's been a long time coming. I'm happy you're here, man. So we just getting started here. You know how we do. I got to start out like I always do with a little prayer. Father God, we just thank you for this day. We thank you for everything you do in our life collectively and individually, Lord. Just thank you for every listener that's tuning in. I pray that this show helps jumpstart their week, that this week brings overflow, good news, happiness in their heart, happiness in their life. We claim this to be one of the best weeks ever. In your name we pray. Amen. All right. So, and then the affirmations that we do. So this is what I do on the show. I do my affirmation, and then they repeat after me on radio land, right? So I say it, and repeat after me, right? Okay. Goes like this. Great things are meant to happen to me.
All right.
My life is amazing. I will achieve any goal I set. The grace to be wealthy is on my life. The grace to be healthy is on my life. This will be one of my best weeks yet. One of my best weeks yet. So yeah, man, trying to inspire the people, brother.
I love that.
Yes.
I love that.
Yep, every day. Every day. That's right. I told him to write it down and, you know, and try to make it happen. So, all right, so you here in the city. Listen, y'all, so the background, I just want to give you a little background on me and this man's relationship, man. So, man, we've been friends for a long time.
Yeah, 20 plus.
Yeah, about 20 plus. Yeah, man, yeah.
20 plus.
Listen, you know, I start, how old am I?
Don't ask questions you don't want to answer. You don't want that answer. Just
oh man. So yeah, man,
years,
20 plus years, man, and Fyre is the reason I came on. I had the courage to go ahead and make that move. And get up out of Iowa, man. It was the best move I made, man. And I just said, brother, I appreciate you for that.
Oh man,
absolutely. I want to give you your flowers for that, man. I learned a lot from this man. You know, he's the friend / mentor. I don't know if he knew he was, but I got to give you them flowers right here.
Man, I love that.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you, brother.
Absolutely, man. So
we're happy that you actually ended up coming out here. You know,
exactly.
I tried to get some other because they wasn't. They didn't have it in them, Jay. They didn't have it in them.
They didn't have that budget, huh?
Nah, they didn't have it in them, man.
Well, and you know what I've been realizing, man, everything ain't for everybody.
No.
Right?
Right.
Because I think before you even make that shift, you have to have mind shift change.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Because if not, bigger cities, I don't care where you go, it'll eat you up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You can get ate up in Iowa. So
exactly.
If you can get ate up there, then you can definitely get ate up in Atlanta.
Exactly.
LA, wherever you decide to go.
Yep.
And that's one of my bigger points is that you could fail in Iowa.
This is true.
So it's like, why not take a chance?
Yep, fail big.
If we gonna fail, let's have some shrimp. Let's have a nice restaurant around us and fail. Let's have some people that's successful around us and fail. Let me look at something. I don't want these bunch of people that ain't doing nothing that fail with them and then they hating on me at the same time. No, man, that ain't admirable at all.
That ain't it, man.
I don't want to be a part of that. So,
no.
Yeah, I mean, even for me, I was taking a leap of faith when I left. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was like, what we gonna do? Barbecue a meal, do, baby. We gotta get in here.
What's the game plan?
Right.
But I think it's just, putting that plan in place, executing it, and just taking a chance, man. And that's the biggest thing, man. I was talking to one of my guys, Bobby, that has a show. Matthew, what's the name of Bobby's show? Do you remember?
Image for Lives.
Image for Lives was on his show, and he was highlighting. He had came down. He was highlighting people that moved out of Iowa, out of Des Moines specifically, and they had made something, out of nothing type of thing. So we did this show, man, and he was basically the thing was like, what made you make that move, and what gave you the courage to do it when in Iowa it can be so comfortable.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It may not be productive. And some people are. Don't get me wrong. Some people are productive in their own world and what they're doing, right? It could be something in the community or what have you, or they got like a certain job, like insurance is big that way, stuff like that. But I think in entertainment or anything around that, it's just not really there like that. You know what I'm saying?
No.
They're trying, but it's like you have to get. But that's anywhere you gotta kind of get out of your shell, And y'all know your boy done got that, became a deacon. I'm in his ministry train, so I start talking about Jesus and how he had to even live his own land. They didn't respect him even where he was at, as far as when him doing the miracles.
Yes.
So who are we?
Hello.
So who are we?
He had to get up out of there. You got to get up out. Whoever I'm talking to right now on this other line, you got to get on.
You got to go.
You got to go.
Make that move. And you know what? Somebody had told me, man, and these are some of the questions I was going to ask you too. So I'm just going to jerk. We just have conversation. And a cat told me there's so many different jewels that I know God was using people as angels in the moment, right? Just to say certain stuff to me. And one thing he said, Jay, whatever you do and start having no kids here, He was like, man, because if you have some kids, you ain't gonna want to leave.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
It's over.
Yeah.
It's over.
You ain't going to leave. So from you, let's start there.
Yeah.
So how was that? Because I even like that, right? And like I said, it's gonna be a lot of me giving you flowers and stuff like that. And that's just talking. But man, way before I had J.Shade, right? You had Jada. So
yeah.
I watched you with her, right? And so just how was that, knowing you had to make a move, knowing you had to do what you had to do, right? As being like a girl dad and being a father, not, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're different. We're built different, right?
Sure,
and so just watching, I seen how that interaction wasn't how you had her all the time. You see what I'm saying? So how was that for you, with becoming like as a dad, having to make the move, but just overall when it came to leaving Iowa, how was that?
Yeah, it was amazing. I ain't gonna lie to you. It is the reason that I'm here. It's one of the things that I'm proudest to say as a dad now to my daughter. Is that she is the biggest and maybe the only factor of why I'm here today. You know what I mean? It was because of her that I had to take this serious. You know, I was a young man. When I made a lot of these life-changing decisions, I didn't know how they were going to play out. But one thing I did know is I didn't want to fail as a father. You know, my dad wasn't really. I had a stepfather and a real father. Both of them were very interesting men. I learned a lot of what not to do by them. And then by the time I got to my daughter, I'm like, look, I'm not going to make the same mistake.
Absolutely.
I think that's one of our responsibilities is try to fix whatever our family kind of put on us. And so once I had my daughter, and I had her very young, 19, I was just like, you know what? Or 20. I was like, it's time to get serious. We're not playing no games. We're not playing no games. We're not. It's not a hobby anymore. Now it is professional. And I started treating it like that. Every single day we working. Every single day we're not just sitting still. We're gonna reach out to people and try to figure out how to get out of this situation.
Exactly.
This ain't it. So for me, it was amazing because it kicked me into gear. I don't know if I would have kicked into the same gear if it wasn't for her.
Gotcha.
Like, you know, when you're on your own, but you ain't got. Like,
it's just you.
I could take my time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could take me forever to kind of mold if I just think about it, and especially when I had some motion already too. So I was making pretty good money for being there. It's like, well, look, we at this age where you got to make these moves now, or I'm gonna get older, and it's gonna be a little bit more difficult. And like you said, with the kid thing, once you have a kid there, it's really tough. You know, your baby's mom.
Especially if you're an active father. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing.
You know what I mean? So, luckily for me, so my journey started with beat battling actually as a producer. And by the time I was 19, 20, I had already become a really successful beat battling producer. So that's how I was able to get out of Iowa. I had already built a little bit of fame online from just battling Rockweiler, the big producer at the time. And having a crazy record. I was like 239 or something crazy. Oh, wow. Like, if this was boxing,
it was stupid.
I'd be Mike Tyson.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I was, and I'm from Iowa, so it was a phenom. It was like, what is going on? And that, that opportunity led to a lot of other opportunities online where people put me on for free on their websites and promotions. And I ended up meeting a guy named Young Money, who was friends with Young Cash, who was best friends with T-Pain.
Oh, that's where they came from.
So that's how that happened. So Young Money he actually reached out to me on a site called PMP, which is where you would sell independent beats to producers or to artists. And he was just like, yeah, man, your stuff's hard. He kept trying to make independent plays for me. And then one day he was just like, look, I'm about to connect you with Young Cash because I played him something. And he said your stuff was crazy. So he connected us, and then as soon as I got on the phone with Young Cash, this was like pre-FaceTime. So this was like I don't know what would have been
Zoom or something.
Something like that.
It wasn't Zoom.
It was Zoom. We didn't have Zoom.
Skype.
This is something
like Skype or something.
Skype. That's exactly
what it was.
It was Skype. Yep, it was Skype, and he called me on Skype in the studio. I'll never forget it. I was happy to be talking to Cash because he was somebody. From Iowa, bro. So
exactly.
This is a rapper from Florida. Got a little emotion. Let's go. And then I talked to him for about 10 minutes, and he slid out the way and was like, "By the way, I'm just the man next to the man. I want to introduce you to the man," and introduced me to T-Pain right there on the phone. First call.
Wow.
And T-Pain was like, "Yeah, bro, you're amazing, and I want to fly you out."
Wow.
It was one call one day, and just everything got real serious.
That's dope.
Flew me out the next day. You know what I'm saying? And it was, or maybe 2 days after.
Okay.
And And I went there and I started working with him. And, so he was in Miami at the time, and we were working on music there. And then eventually we moved to Atlanta, and that's why I set up base and camp there.
Okay.
And I had a nice little foundation because I had signed a T-Pain. And so, made that leap a little bit easier, but it's still a leap.
It's still a leap.
It's still a leap.
It's still a leap.
It ain't enough money to be like, hey, look, we done.
Yeah.
No, sir. I still needed to earn some cash. All right, we got enough to get down here, and we got to figure out what happens.
We got to figure it out.
You know what I mean? So it was a leap of faith, and then in regards to even our story, man, like I knew always, even back then, there's a certain type of personality, a person that is just going to be successful. I feel like they just from a kid, you just got a certain type of tenacity to you. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, I'm just not gonna fail. I might fail on the way to my success, but I'm not gonna fail in the end.
But I'm gonna learn.
You know what I'm saying? Right.
100%.
And everybody and I don't have that trait. And everybody, well, at least from where we came from, we didn't have that trait. And so I always recognize that about you. In our relationship, we would have positive, uplifting conversations that were full of dreams and not full of doubts and what wouldn't happen or couldn't happen. Which was a thing, and nobody didn't believe nothing was possible. So for me, it was like, shoot, as soon as I got the call, I'm trying to figure out how to get you down there. Immediately.
I just said, man, I'm coming. I'm on my way down. I got a couple more parties I got to do.
Man, I remember that time. I'm like, bro, if you don't come on, bro.
I was like, man, I ain't leaving, man. Not yet. I can't go yet. But it all worked out, man. And I think it's so crazy. Just in that, right? Like, I know just you making that first step, it just I always go back to just how God just ordains our steps and stuff happens how it's supposed to happen, when it's supposed to happen, right? Just the whole 360 of now your daughter came there, you know what I'm saying? How that side of it, and just basically how that's working out, and she started college, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to her, you know what I'm saying, doing that thing, and basically the whole beat battle thing, how that came full circle, right? And so now you got the biggest platform, you know what I'm saying, doing that type of thing. And so I think overall everything is just timing. And with this being Money Talk Sunday and us talking to people, just inspiring them to just take that leap, take that chance, and to not be fearful, right? And just know that if you just put the work in, right? Something's gonna come. You just can't get lazy. You can't get lazy, man. You can't. And one thing about this dude, man, I try to get him to come to the club. He didn't want to come. He was every day in there working.
Every day.
Working in that for hours.
I'm gonna tell you something. It's still that today.
I'm
working 14-hour shifts. Every day. For over 20 years. So it's not easy. There's no type of this that's like, oh, you just getting laid. No. Absolutely not. I think if you want to be extraordinary, you're going to have to put in extraordinary work somewhere.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And that's what it takes. And people ain't going to do that. They're just not. That's the easiest way to separate yourself is just to put the work in. There's like 90% of people aren't going to put the work in. That part. They're going to talk a lot. And then they're going to do nothing. You know what I mean? So once you just start even living that part out, you're going to get further than a lot of people. Even, what they say, shoot for the moon, you land on the stars. It's literally that.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, because folks just, and that's one thing that I think that I get frustrated with. Because you experience that everywhere you go. I experience that down here. It's like, man, I'm about action. I don't want to just stay stagnant. I don't want you let's not just talk about meeting. Let's not talk about doing something. Let's not get together so that you can just kind of eat off of what I got going on. Like what motion you got going on, or create motion.
Come on.
You can create motion. So that's one thing that I've noticed about here being in a bigger city for sure is, man, these boys create motion.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some of it's legal, some of it ain't legal, but it's motion. I would say on the legal side, but
for sure.
That's what it takes, man. Because if you really want something, man, you gotta go for it. You gotta go for it, and you can't let nobody, get in the way of that. So, so let's go there. Let's talk about. Okay, you was with doing the rock battle, right? And so now audio box. Now audio box. And the beat battles now. So let's talk about that.
So Audio Box was my chance to pay it forward. It's one of the few things that people can do from around the world to actually build a brand is to do something online. And I think as a producer, we only have so many options. We can sell beats to independent artists. We could try to do the placement thing. I like to call them chasements because you chase.
Chasements.
You're trying to get placements, but you just chasing. You don't know what's going on.
Okay.
And I wanted to provide an opportunity for producers to be able to build their brand without having to go chase after artists. Because the reality is, a lot of these producers, they ain't got the backbone. They're not really built for this. Like, they're not built to deal with the industry. The industry.
So they may have the talent, but not the business.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like we might be crazy talented, introverted, and all that, but we have the talent, but we don't have that. It take a lot of it take a lot of courage, a lot of strength to be able to make it through a lot of no's.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, what's going to happen as a producer working for artists?
Yep,
you're gonna get told no a lot. So, people don't have that in them, and the rejection also sometimes takes you down a different path. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, for me as a producer, rather than them getting all caught up. Because, as a producer, once you reach a certain point, you're like, all right, what do I do? I'm a professional now, so I got to go do these artists, right? Yep. What if the other option was to become a competitive music producer where I'm creatively battling other producers to earn money, to build my brand, and then sell beats all in one location? So that's kind of what Audio Box is. You know what I mean? It's like, look, imagine I'm in high school and it's like, we go to college, or we can go be an independent contractor, whatever the case would be. Right? And the music industry would be going to college. He's like, you're going to go through a lot to get to that, to get to the graduation. It's going to be a lot of ups and downs. It's going to be a lot of people hating on you. It's going to be a lot of things that you're talented enough for that you won't get the opportunity to be in. That's just a part of it. When you go this other route, which is what I'm trying to create for producers. It's like, you'll be able to start today rather than waiting 4 years to build your brand, or whenever an artist decides to pick your beat and make you somebody. Now you can start doing it today, and I can build my brand. I could beat one of the top producers on the website and get some fame and notoriety now. Start selling beats to people because they see me on the charts. I'm on the top charts, and now I'm doing that. And then on top of that, we have tournaments for these producers too. So they constantly have prizes coming in. We have prizes from every company available, from software to speakers and headphones and mics and everything. So all kinds of equipment. They can win all kinds of stuff. Quite literally. My thing is for it to be an alternative to the music industry. That's what our biggest goal is. You know what I mean? That's good. And to keep creativity alive, because your creativity is going to become stagnant as a professional music producer, because
only certain type of stuff that they want, right?
Period. Gotcha. Like you just said on the way in, you talking about, what's that type of music you making?
The Southern Soul.
Southern Soul. Yeah. Like, I love the way that sounds, but I have no reason in my life to make that. There's no artist that I can give that to.
Got you.
Right.
And that would have the return that you would need to even make it.
So it's like, what am I doing with it?
Exactly.
Right. But with the Beat Battle platform, we have over 32 different genres, and we have a genre that is just free smoke, where you can do anything you want, right? And so that allows somebody like me, if I did want to get that off and get my practice in, I can do it there, battle other people, get the feedback so I can get better, you know what I'm saying, and improve without having to be otherwise the alternative to that is making that stuff and letting it sit on my hard drive and maybe being self-critical of it, or waiting for a J.Shade to come along. And then I'll have it, you know what I mean? Got you. So for the producers that are kind of pigeonholed, it gives them the opportunity to get out and do other genres, get practice and get feedback from people that ain't your mama, your cousin, somebody that's a hater, or just yourself, because people are loners, and you might be in your head too much. Like, for me, coming out of Iowa, one of the coolest things about beat battling, I thought I was dope. Of course, I was dope in Iowa. But once I realized, shoot, it's a whole world out here. It's gold. It's pushed me. You know, competition gonna make you act different. You know what I'm saying? Like, just it's one thing. But we'll go against Jordan. Shoot, I might have to pull an extra. You
gotta come with it.
I got to do something different, and that's what competition breeds. So it's gonna make you creatively better. You're gonna earn money. You're gonna be able to build your own brand now. And for me, that's the whole goal of us. I want all of our partners understand that, and all the producers on the site understand that the goal is, and that's what I really love about this. And I don't think the Beat Battle site that I was a part of got the opportunity to do was really let everybody see a bigger vision. It was just
just the beats, and that's it.
They didn't really know, they just kind of was doing their thing. And for us, I'm a person that I gotta see where's the step in front of the step. We're not just moving aimlessly. Where's the goal? You know what I'm saying? Like,
where are we getting to?
What are we getting to? And I'm already good. I would love to be able to change other producers' lives. That's one of my biggest goals. Like,
that's dope.
Somebody be like, Audio Box changed my life. I'm doing this, and I'm doing this, and I'm doing this, and I got these partnerships. And if somebody can make a living off just beat battling, that's incredible.
Exactly.
You gotta think like. And the music industry is shrinking, and it's oversaturated.
Got you.
So you competing with a bazillion people
Yeah.
to just get a placement. And
Yeah.
it's only so many albums coming out a year,
This
my
is
brother.
true.
So
many budgets.
it's only so many budgets, and they shrinking. I'm gonna tell you that.
So the budgets is
They
shrinking too, huh?
They ain't paying what they used to pay.
Wow.
These producers. So
Ain't no more $1 million videos.
no, no, Jack. If you paying $1 million for a video, you are gonna be in debt for the rest of your life.
Somebody shafted you good, bro.
Yeah, somebody got you good. Somebody got you good. That's about 5 artists' budget today. Okay?
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a different time.
That's crazy, man. So okay, so it was a long time coming, but you got it. Grammy award winning.
Oh yeah.
Huh?
Oh man.
So talk about that. Talk about that a little bit.
Woo! Now that one, you never know when the Grammy's gonna come because
Yeah.
everything you create, you feel like is amazing. But the people are the people, and they gonna find what they find amazing.
Exactly.
So I was nominated twice before I actually won the Grammy.
Okay.
I was nominated for Tamar Braxton's album "Love and War." I did a song on there called "Thank You Lord," which
Yes,
is my only
that was
gospel
dope.
placement that I
Yeah.
ever got. And then I did a song for Lil Wayne called "How to Hate," and I was nominated for that one in 2011. I think it was like 2011 and 13 was the 2 years I was nominated.
Okay.
And then this year, last year we got nominated. I wrote a song in the Barbie movie.
Okay.
And I was writer this time, not a producer.
Okay.
Which was very different for me because I've only been songwriting professionally for like a couple of years. I've always helped artists that I've been working with, but I never took the full I'm a writer now.
Yeah.
And to where I'm not making the beat too.
Got you.
So this is the first time I got called, and never forget Trinidad. Shout out to my dog Trinidad James.
Shout out to Trinidad.
Yeah, one of the greatest humans on earth. He called and was like, "Yo, we got this play for Barbie. Write this verse for Cali." And we just pulled up, did the verse in 10 minutes. I'm talking about 10 minutes. Came in hot. It was my dog Super Kane was in there. I was ready. One thing I knew, I was ready. And growing up in Iowa actually prepares you pretty well for a Barbie soundtrack. You know what I'm saying? It's like the vernacular you need to be able to kind of communicate the message that needs to be conveyed in that song. I have, and it lives within me because I grew up that way.
Got
so
you.
when it comes to writing that song, very easy. You know what I'm saying? Wrote it really quickly. We collaborated and finished it off, and cool. Callie came in and cut it in 2 seconds. She was happy. She ain't have no edits. When you're working on movies, they have edits almost for anything.
Wow.
Sometimes people just want to be involved, so they gonna just change something.
Got you.
They didn't change
because they didn't get credit on it.
Literally that. They just want something in there to be like, hey, do.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm a part of it. Cool. That didn't happen this time, which was a great indicator for I knew we were going to be on the actual album.
Yeah.
And then when we got nominated, I felt good about it, but you don't never know.
You just don't never know.
I felt good as a Barbie. It went up. It went up this year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then we got that win, and I couldn't believe it, to be honest with you. And I ordered my award.
Yeah.
And it wasn't real until I got it in my hand.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it like that. It wasn't real until it was. It's like, oh yeah, this is real.
And you see your name on there.
Yeah.
Like this is real deal.
Yeah, I got 2 copies of the certificate too. I gave one to my mom. And,
that's dope.
And that was amazing. She put it on her stand. It's like I walk by this every day. And
man.
For my mom, and it's like, hey, look, all that sacrificing you did, all the weird things
right.
you had to deal with in your life. I'm happy I was able to do something with mine so that you could be proud and move on.
Absolutely.
So it's such a beautiful thing.
Absolutely. Shout out to our moms, man.
Shout out to mamas, man.
Shout out to mamas, man. They hold it down. POP,
Straight
ABC, and 1, 2, 3. Let me tell you something. They do a little bit of everything.
Look. I ain't gonna say nothing too bad about the Pappies, but
yeah.
The Pappies in that generation, they ain't really quite have it figured out yet.
Well, you know what though, too, man. What I can say, we got a lot of friends right around our age from the crib.
Yeah.
That are good fathers.
Oh yeah.
That
in
that
our
I can
age.
say, yeah.
Oh yeah, we fixed it up.
Yeah, we fixed it.
I'm really proud.
I think
I'm
we
really
fixed
proud
it.
of our
Yeah.
generation. I think the kids that we're raising are going to be incredible. I think that we understood very fully the effects of what our parents did to us and the parents before them.
Yep.
And we don't want that for them.
We don't want it.
No. And we know there's better options. So that's what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? We're doing the work. It's on different levels. Everybody ain't super getting it, but in terms of attention, which is the main thing, it's not about money.
No.
Everybody think it's about buying your kid this, but that don't matter. But your kid
Them kids don't care about
nothing.
that stuff.
All
man.
they want is you.
They want you.
presence.
Yep, their presence.
That's it. That's
Yep.
it. That's all. And you're gonna help them make choices, help them, become a man or woman or whatever it is they're going into, and that's more valuable than buying them any toy.
Yep.
That they could ever want. And,
Yep.
and that's
so
really
true.
all it's about. That's what we wanted from our parents.
Exactly.
Bro.
That's what you really wanted.
We wanted the toys too.
Yeah, we want some stuff.
But shoot, we wanted to hang out. We wanted to get some of. I wanted to be able to have a safe place in my
Exactly.
The way that I speak to my daughter. And I hope that I see this with your daughter now too. Y'all got a great relationship. There's no just we don't speak.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. And when it comes to being older, it's nothing better than having your daughter feel comfortable or son feel comfortable talking to you about things. Like you wouldn't have ever talked to your mom.
Exactly.
My daughter told me everything.
Yeah.
Boy trouble, girl troubles.
Yep.
First time she ever tried to do anything a little bad.
Yeah.
She let me know.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like all of that. All the things that you normally hide, she hide nothing.
Yep. She'll come tell you. Yep.
And that to me is like a sign of a great parent too. It's like, well, my kid she's afraid enough to not do no crazy stuff because my parents is going to definitely have some repercussions, but I'm going to still talk to them. I ain't afraid to get advice from them. I ain't afraid to, just tell them.
Yep.
See what they think.
Yep.
That's I think what all of us are on too. We understand that like we couldn't talk to our parents about nothing.
Yeah.
That's why we did all that sneaky stuff.
Sneaking around.
Sneaking around. Like if I could have talked to her, I would have just talked.
Humping in the shed.
Yeah, humping in the shed. Yeah, we're going little hide, go get it. That's what we're doing. I ain't gonna lie to you, little
Gotcha. No. But God. But listen.
Look,
man.
hey, I'm a reformed man, all right? I ain't that way no more. I'm a good man.
I'm not that way no more.
Okay. I'm good. Yeah,
man. Yeah, I mean that's so true, man. That's one of the other pieces. Like I said, one man told me, far as like not having the kids there, right? He's like, man, get out of here, do what you got to do.
Yeah.
And another one, man. Listen, we was randomly at an after hours that I was having back home, and a dude was talking to me, drunk as a skunk, right? And I don't know why we say that, but he was drunk as a skunk. Anyway, he was
either.
Yeah.
Skunks don't get drunk.
Skunks don't get drunk.
They've never been drunk in their life.
Yeah, never. But anyway, he was saying, he said, Jay, when you have kids, you're not raising kids, you're raising responsible adults. And I said, and that stuck with me, right? So there's been times, I'd be around family or whoever, and they be like, man, you kind of hard on her, but I love her, but because I'm like, she's not going. One thing she ain't gonna do, she gonna be out here embarrassing me, acting a fool, right?
No.
You can talk to me, but there's certain stuff you just ain't gonna do,
right?
Because it's not right, and that's why you just have to raise these kids a certain way, especially because there's so many influences out here, man. And if you don't have a strong influence at home, you can forget it. But
we had influences going up too, but these influences
it's
today.
different.
There's about 100 million distractions and ways to not do anything. Like
man,
I look at it all the time. I'm like, bro, I'm so happy I grew up when I grew up. It's definitely things that was negative about our time period.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Whoa, this time period now,
is
very difficult to like just maintain focus. Like, so many things to be distracted about,
and it's so easy to fall into it when it's all around you.
Yeah,
right. So you're like the would it be anomaly? Like you're the one that's not trying to do whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because everybody else is doing everything.
Everybody. And it's a trend state now too.
Absolutely.
Where it's like, when we grew up, it was very cool to be an individual. Like all the artists that we knew in terms of music were individuals.
And that's what make you like them.
That's
because
what
they was different.
And today I think that's the struggle. Even as a person that creates for other artists today, like that's one of my main things is professionally outright and produce for a lot of for artists. And a lot of them want the same thing. I come up as a producer that it was, you making unique things. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to make the same beat that another dude made. Like that's that's not fun to me.
Yeah.
It's not creative to me. It's not player.
Yeah.
It's nothing. Nothing about that is cool to me. So, today where we have things like, and a shout out to TikTok. I love TikTok, but the whole point of TikTok is to follow trends. That's the whole thing. The whole thing is to find a sound that's popping.
Got you.
And make a piece of content off of the sound.
Got you.
So we're in a copycat world. That's the world kind of done flipped up on that upside each other, and it's okay.
Yeah.
When we talking like if you made something, you would be like, and it sounded exactly like somebody, you'd be like, oh, you'd be ashamed.
Yeah.
Heck no. Today it's like, straight up take it.
And the crazy thing is because we grew up in that era where like our clothes and everything is like, oh, I want to kill them. I want to be like these cats see something on the mannequin and throw you know
just
what I'm saying?
Like that. I ain't changing a thing.
It's like there's no individuality at all in a lot of this stuff.
One thing, because I am a positive person, know this. I'm not trying to dwell on anything.
Yeah.
Once I see that it is this way, one thing I look at it as is an opportunity. And that's why I looked, when it comes to creative as a producer, that's why I created the site now. You know what I'm saying? I feel like now is the time as producers we can change the whole landscape. We can make it cool to be different again, right? We can make it cool to do different genres, and not copy. And there's a lot of opportunity to do something different when everybody doing the same thing.
Absolutely,
absolutely. So that's where we at with it, and that's where I'm at with it. And that, it's going to be what it's going to be.
Yep.
You just got to figure out how to adapt as times change.
Exactly. So listen, y'all, we are about to get back to it. We got some music coming on here on your number one station for adult contemporary R&B, Hot 92.3. It's the Inspirational Love Hour. Listen, we got young Fyre in the building. And listen, he's dropping some jewels, y'all. Listen, we'll be right back here on your number one station for adult contemporary R&B, Hot 92.3. It's the Inspirational Love Hour. Let's go.